Some football matches don't just make headlines, they make history. The 2018 Champions League final between Liverpool and Real Madrid was one of them. It was more than just a game. It was a whirlwind of emotion, brilliance, and controversy. It featured three defining moments that flipped the script on what should have been a classic night for both sides. A shocking injury, a goalkeeping disaster, and a moment of breathtaking genius. And to top it all off, Real Madrid sealed an iconic three-peat, never seen in the Champions League era. But what really happened that night in Kyiv? And why is it still one of the most talked about finals in modern football? Stick around and we'll break it all down. It was the 22nd minute of what Liverpool fans hoped would be a historic night. All eyes were on Mohamed Salah, a player who delivered 44 goals in a blistering season. But then came the moment no one saw coming. Tussling for the ball near the halfway line, Salah and Real Madrid's Sergio Ramos became entangled. It looked like a standard challenge until Salah fell awkwardly to the ground. At first, he tried to shake it off, but just moments later, he was back down, clutching his left shoulder. The look on Salah's face said it all. Tears streamed as he realized he couldn't go on. The entire dynamic of the match shifted. Fans inside Kyiv's Olympia Stadium, dressed in Liverpool red, sat stunned. On the broadcast, you could almost feel the collective gasp as the team's biggest star walked off, replaced by Adam Lallana. This wasn't just an injury, it was a pivotal moment. Up until then, Liverpool had controlled the tempo, pressing high and showing no fear against Zinedine Zidane's defending champions. Losing Salah wasn't just a tactical blow, it was emotional. You could see the deflation in the player's body language. The controversy surrounding the incident, however, didn't end on the pitch. Ramos's role was heavily scrutinized, with many pointing out what seemed like a calculated hold and twist to bring Salah down. While Ramos denied any malicious intent, over 500,000 fans signed a petition accusing him of deliberately injuring Salah. Even the European Judo Union chimed in, claiming the maneuver was dangerous. For Salah, the timing couldn't have been worse. Not only did it crush his Champions League dream, but it also jeopardized his chances of leading Egypt in their first World Cup in 28 years. Although he managed to recover in time, his performances in Russia were far from his peak. And for Liverpool, the game went from an exciting opportunity to an uphill battle without the star man. If there's one player who won't forget this night for all the wrong reasons, it's Liverpool goalkeeper Loris Karius. Just 5 minutes into the second half, the unthinkable happened. Attempting to throw the ball out to a teammate, Karius somehow didn't see Karim Benzema inches away. Benzema intercepted the ball mid-roll, sticking out a foot to guide it straight into the net. It was an error so bizarre, it left fans and pundits speechless. But that wasn't the end of Karius' woes. Moments later, Sadio Mane had equalized, breathing life back into Liverpool. Hope was alive, until Gareth Bale happened. First, Bale stunned everyone with his spectacular bicycle kick to restore Real Madrid's lead. But it was Bale's second goal, Real's third of the night, that forever cemented Karius' place in Champions League infamy. Attempting to make what should have been a routine stop, Karius misjudged Bale's powerful long-range shot. The ball slipped through his hands and found the back of the net. The mistake was crushing, and you could visibly see Karius' confidence evaporate on the spot. At the time, fans couldn't make sense of the errors. But weeks later, a medical report revealed something shocking. Karius had suffered a concussion earlier in the game, reportedly caused by an elbow from, Sergio Ramos. The head injury may have impaired Karius' judgment, perhaps explaining his shocking mistakes. But for Liverpool fans, the damage was already done. The reaction was swift and harsh. Karius became the scapegoat for Liverpool's loss, facing months of criticism, online abuse, and eventual departure from the club. For Real Madrid, it was a night of celebrations. For Karius, it was a career-defining low point. And for neutral fans watching, it was a bitter reminder of how cruel football can sometimes be. Both these incidents, Salah's heartbreak and Karius' calamity, turned this final into more than just a match. They became the talking points in pubs, studios, and social media debates, reflecting the drama, emotion, and sheer unpredictability that make football the game we love. Some goals are so extraordinary they become timeless, and Gareth Bale's breathtaking bicycle kick in the 2018 Champions League final, that was one of those moments. It was the 64th minute when the Welshman, fresh off the bench, made sure the spotlight was solely on him. Marcelo floated across into the box, seemingly routine, until Bale defied gravity. Launching himself into the air with perfect athleticism, he connected with the ball mid-flight. It wasn't just the precision or the audacity, but the sheer power. The ball rocketed past Karius, who could do nothing but watch as it thundered into the top corner. Pause for a second and imagine this moment. The crowd collectively gasped. Pundits were scrambled for words, and even the commentators stammered to describe what they just witnessed. It was a goal that even left Liverpool fans begrudgingly clapping in admiration. This wasn't just any match occurrence, it was artistry. The way the ball hung in the air, the technique Bale showcased, and the execution under the immense pressure of a Champions League final. It instantly became part of football folklore. Even Bale himself later admitted it was the greatest goal of his career. And considering his decorated resume, that's saying something. It was a moment so brilliant that even Ronaldo, known for his own spectacular moments, looked impressed from the bench. But Bale didn't stop there. His seismic impact on the game wasn't done yet. What Real Madrid achieved that night was nothing short of historic. This was a team already synonymous with European domination, but with their 13th Champions League title, they cemented their legacy in indestructible fashion. And this final victory handed them their third consecutive Champions League trophy, a feat never before accomplished in the modern era. They won 3-1 on the night, in a final packed with drama, brilliance, and heartbreak. For Zinedine Zidane, this was the ultimate mic drop. The man who masterminded this golden era stepped down shortly after, leaving Madrid at the pinnacle. Cristiano Ronaldo, synonymous with the club's European success, also decided it was time to bid farewell, making this game not just a victory, but the ending of an iconic chapter in football history. Each Madrid title during this streak had its own story, its own heroics, but the 2018 triumph stood out for its mix of drama, skill, and unpredictability. Bale's brilliance took center stage, but it was backed by the grit and determination of a Madrid side that always found a way. Whether it was surviving Liverpool's relentless press early on, or capitalizing on Karius' mistakes, Madrid showcased the experience and class of serial winners. This wasn't just about another trophy in the cabinet, it was about leaving a statement that echoed across the sport. They sealed their dynasty, their reputation as the undisputed kings of Europe. And while Liverpool fans were left to ponder what might have been, for Madridistas, it was pure jubilation. From Bale's jaw-dropping bicycle kick to the incredible legacy of a hat-trick of titles, this was more than a final. It was a transcendent night, a game that defined an era and left the world of football awestruck. While Real Madrid's victory in the 2018 Champions League final cemented their dominance, it also marked the end of an unforgettable chapter in football. Within weeks of lifting the trophy, Zinedine Zidane announced his resignation as head coach, shocking fans and pundits alike. This was the man who had guided Madrid to 3 consecutive European triumphs, and yet he chose to bow out at the top. Cristiano Ronaldo soon followed, leaving for Juventus in a move that stunned the footballing world. His departure symbolized the end of an era, taking with him the unmatched impact and countless goals that had powered Madrid's European reign. Together, Zidane and Ronaldo had been synonymous with the club's success, and their exits raised questions about what the future held for Los Blancos. But Madrid wasn't the only club facing uncertainty after this match. For Liverpool, the night in Kyiv highlighted both their potential and areas they desperately needed to improve. Salah's injury exposed their lack of depth in attack, and Karius' nightmare showcased the need for a world-class goalkeeper. These issues were addressed swiftly, with the club signing Alisson Becker and continuing to build under Jurgen Klopp. By the following season, Liverpool were back in the Champions League final, this time lifting the trophy. Even now, debate rages on about the controversial moments of this game. Should Ramos' challenge on Salah have been punished? Did Karius' concussion absolve him of the blame he received? And most importantly, was this the greatest Champions League final of the modern era? What's clear is that the 2018 final left a legacy that goes beyond numbers and trophies. It reshaped the narratives for both clubs involved. ignited heated discussions among fans, and gave us moments that live in football lore. From the brilliance of Bale to the heartbreak of Salah, this was more than a match. It was a tale of ambition, drama, and resilience that continues to captivate audiences years later. The 2018 Champions League final was more than just a game, it was a spectacle. From Salah's tears to Bale's brilliance and everything in between, it pulled fans through a whirlwind of emotions. For Liverpool fans, it was a night of heartbreak and frustration. For Real Madrid supporters, it was a celebration of dominance. But for the rest of us, it was a reminder of why we love football. Sometimes it's not just about the scoreline, it's about the moments that keep us talking years later. Which moment from that unforgettable night stands out most to you? Drop it in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos here at Matchday Moments. See you next time.